Steve, a 3-0 defeat here this afternoon. You said it was always going to be a challenge. It was certainly that, but there's still things you can take from that game.
Definitely. I think, especially with the first half, I think the first 45 minutes was a really good workout for us. We had the shape of the team that we were looking for, and they created a couple of chances, but they didn't really break us down too much. And the way that they eventually did get the goal was a move that isn't going to be happening at the level that we play at. So you've got to take that on board, and we felt that we could maybe have done a bit more going forward, especially in the first half. We had a couple of half attacks, half chances where I think we could have held the ball maybe a wee bit longer to create something more. But yeah, I think the main thing we were looking for out of the game today, looking at the shape of us defensively and what we do when we win it back to go counter-attack and the fitness levels, I think we got loads of that out today, and in parts we looked really good.
Certainly a very professional outfit. They played well and they held on to the ball for long periods of the game, but that's another part of the game you've got to be able to be to gain back something from if you find yourself in that position.
Exactly. You never know. There's lots of different situations where you end up in games. It could be that we're down to 10 men, and the other team then has more of the ball, and you've got to then find that defensive shape, and you've got to have ideas of how you're going to use your plan B or plan C. It's all fine and well if we're on top of games, and we can go and get those games where we maybe beat the Wellingborough 3-0 or anything like that. You need to have different sort of games to have different situations within the season. And that's a different test today for us to show that when we are not going to have more of the ball, what do we do with it? And I think we coped with it fairly well. The 2 goals we lose in the second half, we've made 3 changes. It's a good strike from the boy for the second, and in the third one we make a silly mistake where somebody loses a man in the box, so we gift them that one. But then get into the latter stages of the game when they take off probably the 3 or 4 better players, they're all still League 2 football players on there, and we created 3 or 4 chances. We have Jordan Francis as the good shot, good save. Conor Kennedy has a couple of good shots, and Jordan Crawford maybe picked the wrong pass a couple of times where we could have got somebody in. So that last 15 minutes, when you think about the fitness levels of having to defend for most of the game and then coming out that last bit against still good players, although they've taken off maybe 2 or 3 of the better ones, we still really came out well.
If we're not talking about sport, we're talking about weather. Of course, there was a downpour at half time, which kind of delayed the kick-off in the second half. There's been an absolute torrential downpour at the end of the game. Does that change the game as well? Does it throws in a different kind of mix? The fact that the ball's going to be greasy, the playing surface is going to be faster. They're probably more used to it.
It suits them down to a T. They soak their pitches before every game, and it suits them down to a T to be able to move the ball a lot sharper. When the pitches are a bit stickier, we're maybe a bit used to that, where we can actually get a bit closer to them. When the ball is sliding across that pitch and it's getting into areas a lot faster, it suits them. But I would actually say that they created a bit more in the first half than they did in the second half, so we actually did deal with that a lot better. I think defensively, with the 2 centre backs, the 2 full backs, I think were magnificent today. I think the amount of pressure they get put under 1v1 situations, I think they dealt with things really well.
You've still got some players to come back into the squad. You've got another game on Tuesday night and then a game on Friday. This is preparation. That's what it's all about. It's fitness. It's about moving the ball around, making sure you know what you're doing when you're on the pitch, and understanding your role within the team. What more can you give us? Have you got any more players you're on the lookout for? Or you got more people coming in?
Yes, we've got 2 games, Tuesday, Friday, and there will be a few changes. We'll use Tuesday as a game where we'll make a few changes to the starting lineup today to give people a fair shot, and then Saturday, Friday, isn't it? Friday it's an open book to see, so everybody's had their chance, over the last few games, and then Tuesday they'll be getting a chance to show us what they can do, and we will be bringing in a few more bodies here and there just to finalise everything that we've got. I think we're about 90% of the way there. But we've got to make sure we're covered in every position, and we've got to make sure that going into the season we have our starting team and we have the boys that can come on and make an impact.
Appreciate your words, Steve. See you next Friday night for that game. 7 o'clock kick-off.
Yes, thank you. Cheers.